Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. A fertilizer company and a mining stock among this week's value stock picks that Tracey Ryniec, our value stock strategist at Zacks.com, is going to talk with us about here. Let's take the fertilizer company first.
Yep.
I know this industry is one of your favorites.
It is.
CF Industries Holdings, CF the ticker, is
Yep.
that fertilizer company.
Yeah, they're the big nitrogen fertilizer company, the largest in the United States. They also do a little bit in phosphates, but the nitrogen side is the big area. And nitrogen fertilizer prices have been soaring, which has really helped this company. In the second quarter, they had record earnings. Everybody's kind of expecting it to continue on for the third and the fourth quarter, but there has been a little fly in the ointment because the corn reports that have been coming in from the USDA have been a little bit on the lighter side than everybody assumed. And the farmers who use the nitrogen fertilizer are the corn farmers. So people have been getting a little bit nervous about that, if the farmers can't farm as much corn, they won't spend as much on the nitrogen fertilizers, and then CF will be hurt in its earnings. But as you can see from the estimates that are up there, none of the analysts have been changing their estimates going into this third quarter number, which is expected to come out, I think, in early November for them.
So corn farmers are the primary consumers
Yes.
of this product?
Yes, and corn has been really hot. The price of corn has been high, so the corn farmers have been getting quite wealthy, and they've been spending it on the nitrogen fertilizer, among other things. So it's been this nice cycle for everybody, the farmers and the fertilizers, but we'll see kind of where that's going. The price of corn has come down a bit, and now people are worried that the crop coming forward won't be as large.
Okay.
The chart is kind of interesting. We had CF hit new multi-year highs, and then it's really pulled back, almost kind of like a crash, but not completely. But it's made the stock really, really cheap here because the estimates are holding. So it's trading only about 6.5 times forward, which is cheap, but we'll see if that continues going forward with what's going to happen with the corn crop here. So far, the company itself has not given any indication that it's not going to see a good third and fourth quarter, but the next year's estimates are kind of holding where this year is because nobody really knows what's going to happen with the underlying commodity. So
All right, we'll count on you to keep us updated on that
definitely
changing situation. Newmont Mining is that gold mining stock that
Yes.
I alluded to, NEM, the ticker symbol. Gold miners have been on your radar for a while.
Yeah, I've talked about them a couple times, including Newmont. But it's kind of an interesting story what Newmont is doing here, actually. They missed on this last quarter because the gold miners can be kind of up and down on earnings estimates based on what they're getting out of the ground. But as we know, in the last couple months, gold surged to a new all-time high. So, that's really what's pushing up their earnings, obviously. The estimates are holding real well here for this year, even though gold prices have come down a bit off their high. But they're still, over $1,600 an ounce is still really high compared to what it has been historically.
Yeah.
And the company has instituted this really interesting dividend payout plan. They are going to do tie in the dividend based on the price of gold, which nobody else is doing. So if gold prices keep going up, your dividend will keep going up, which is good for the shareholders. They also just recently announced this kind of enhanced dividend. So if gold gets to $1,700 an ounce, they're going to pay a little bit extra, and then they're going to pay a little bit more extra if it gets to $2,000 an ounce. So
They're the only ones doing that?
yeah, they're the only gold company that's tying it to the dividend and actually giving you payouts based on if the average realized gold price holds at these levels. Now, for the second quarter, their average realized gold price was a little over $1,500. I think it was like $1,501. So to get to the $1,700, you could see it's going to have to remain pretty elevated. But either way, they're paying about, right now, a 1.9% dividend yield, which, again, will change every quarter depending on what their gold price average was, but
Right.
that's not a bad yield for this kind of company. And you can see on the chart, it has pulled back because a lot of the commodity stocks have pulled back in this recent sell-off, but not nearly as much as you might think, given that gold itself has pulled back quite a bit more. So the stock is trading around 12 times earnings. It's not super cheap, but it's an attractive value stock here, and given the dividend as well.
Yeah, that little pullback in the price of gold has people wondering now just how high it might go.
Right.
Once it resumes its upward swing.
Right. That's definitely something that investors at this company will want to keep a close eye on because they're going to get their payout based on what it's doing.
Yeah, and even I haven't put that envelope marked cash for gold in the mail yet, so I'm kind of holding out myself. Do you own either of these two?
I do own CF.
All right. We have other stock pick ideas for you to peruse on our website, Zacks.com, if you're not there already. 4 new picks up for you each business day, one in each of the investing categories written about on the website. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.